Hey friends, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my first planner video of 2024. I wanted to kick the year off with my planner lineup, what I am using in 2024 as planners. This looks like a lot, but these actually aren't all planners. Some of these are storage, and I just kind of wanted to show you that so that you kind of get a full idea of how I'm using everything and how it's going to work with my life. So have all of these things here that we are going to go through one at a time. Some of them you are going to get to see more of than others because some of them are personal and some of them are work related. I've mentioned this quite a few times, but I'm in medical research. My full-time job is in medical research. And so I'm actually under NDA for almost every single project that I work on. So I can't show you everything in there, but we'll do the best that we can. So I'm going to move some stuff out of the way, and we're going to go through these things one at a time so you can see what I am using in the new year. One thing I do want to mention as we get going here, the planners that I use haven't changed in quite a while. I've kind of figured out what works for me, what doesn't. The only things that have changed are kind of like where I get things from, but I digress. This is an Archer and Olive journal. I use these as like actual journals. So I'm sharing a little peek at me setting up my journal. I'm just putting this washi down at the front and then laying down this La La Land Studio year sticker. And then I'm going to flip to one of my cover pages. I printed out all of this stuff myself. So that is some vellum that I print and cut myself. And this is some old paper that I got, I think, from like a Michael's. And then all of these stickers and things that I'm using are things that I purchased the ClipArt of and then made my own stickers. And I'm just building a cover page here. I think I call it like Lunar or something like that. It's just a cover page for my astrology chart. I'm like big into astrology, so I wanted to make a whole little section for my star chart. And so I'm just building a cover page here with that little Pisces card and another one of those La La Land year stickers. I got those, I think, in her advent calendar, but she has other ones in her shop. So I'll link that down in the description box. But this is where I'm just going to do my star chart. You can see off to the side that I have a like past year's notebook over there. So I'm just using that as a reference for the squares and then the actual chart. Fun fact, I'm a Pisces sun, Aries moon, and Taurus rising. So I just put those three different sections down there. I'm going to decorate that bottom section just with this giant happy planner sticker. And then the last couple of things that I do are I just fill out this section. I write out the titles for each of them. I use pencil for everything first because I spell things wrong all the time. And then I printed out these constellation stickers from that same like art set, and I'm just going to cut them out and put them in each of the sections with their corresponding zodiac sign. So this isn't something that you guys will ever really see me in because I have no interest in sharing my journal with the internet, but here are some of the pages that I set up. I love astrology themed things. I think it's so much fun. The reason it's so chunky is because I have post-it notes everywhere for like, here's where I will have like a March calendar. I have a March mood board, and then I do my March spreads in here. That's why it already looks really chunky, is because I have post-it notes in here so that I kind of knew where the months ended up. I could do other stuff. So that's what I had left after all of the dedicated monthly things. Just to give you a little idea, this is kind of what a cover page is going to look like for me. I had printed off all of these astrology card things. I thought they were really cute. Every single month, like a little calendar with a mood board here, and then just like this front little page. And then the next page is my monthly, and I have journaling sections in there. That's what this is, and you'll probably never see it again, but I do love Archer and Olive journals. They like grow very well, and they're just really stinking pretty. The next thing we have here is my Moxie Life goal system. So at the back of my companion notebook in my yearly goals section, I decided to create these little cards with a bunch of questions that I could ask myself while I am filling out my yearly goals. So I did one of these cards for every single section, and they just have questions relating to that category. So right here in financial, I have, is this a need or can I use something I already have? I am on personal. I have questions such as, are my routines intentional and impactful? Is this serving me or bringing me peace? Some of the categories have a lot more questions than others. I find that some categories are significantly easier for me than others. Work and learning is definitely one of the more packed ones, along with my financial as well as my family and relationships, which I thought was interesting since my family and relationships is never a category that I struggle in. But I had a lot of different ideas for the family and relationships category. My health and wellness one has things like, how do I want to feel and have my choices set me up for success? And the whole idea of these cards is that when I go to fill out my monthly goals or my weekly goals, I can look back at this page and ask myself some of these questions and make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing. So I'm just gluing all of these cards down in the back. This is the vision board page. And then there's this random like notes page tip at the back. And since I didn't have enough space, I just covered that up with a sheet of paper and put these last two down at the bottom. So I'm just going to finish up by writing out my word of the year, which is dedication, on that page. And then over on the other page, I'm writing down some synonyms, ignore my terrible handwriting, and then the definitions that I used. So here is what that looks like. I've talked about this a lot over my end of the year wrap up videos and 2024 intro videos, that this is the system that I use for my personal goals. And it is not something that you are going to see me share in entirety. And I have talked about why that is, but what it really comes down to is the things that I can share versus the things that I can't share are so intertwined that there's just not a good way for me to share this with you without overstepping boundaries that my husband has put in place. He does not want his life on social media. He does not have social media. And so he doesn't want his life on social media. And because of that, I will not share anything that concerns the two of us. This entire notebook, by the way, is just for yearly goals. So you get a lot of information in here about like how to set goals and everything like that. And then the next couple of pages are where you can actually write down your yearly goals. So then we come over to this. This is one of 4 companion notebooks. The 4 of these and then this come in a set when you order the companion notebook set. So each one of these companion notebooks is a quarter. So you have 3 months. It starts off with an undated calendar, so you can use the notebooks in any order you want. So you have a calendar here. You have this section for your monthly goals, which has each of your categories. The only difference between this and the yearly goals is the yearly goals are on 4 pages instead of 2. So you have a big section for personal, for fun, but you get to set your monthly goals page here. And then for every single month, you get 5 pages of weekly actions, since that's like the max number of weeks you'll have in a month. So you will have extra weekly action pages in a couple of months. But you get this page here of weekly actions, and then this page over here that you can use for whatever you want. The prompts up here are for reflection. It's wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments needed. And then at the end of the month, you get a monthly reflections page. And then at the end of the quarter, you have a quarterly assessment. This is kind of like the base of the Moxie Life system. It is this wheel that has all 8 of your categories, and there is an assessment that you can get through their website. It's totally free. You can go to their website and print off their Compass assessment. Each of these categories has 8 questions that you rank yourself from 1 to 10 in, and then you average them out, and that is your current satisfaction with each area of your life, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And then you can kind of see how you improved or didn't improve over that quarter, and then at the back you get a couple notes pages. The way that I have set this up is I already set up everything for January. So these are empty weeks that haven't happened yet, so that I am not having to do this every single week. Oh, I labeled the front here too, which is really cute. I do not use the actual like monthly, wherever that monthly calendar is. So I actually glue these pages together. Again, I'm not going to show you my week to week goals because again, they're personal. And then the last kind of like standalone thing, this is a memory planner. When I journal, I am journaling more about specific parts parts of my life rather than like what is happening. And so this is what I use to track what is happening throughout the year. And these I do want to share more of on my channel because I think they're so much fun and they turn out so pretty. This is a Sadie Stickers planner. It's a 7x9 planner. It's essentially a spoof of an Erin Condren, like an old Erin Condren, but simplified. I, again, don't use the monthlies, so I glue them together so that you just flip right to the weeks. The way that I have been using mine, this is last year's planner. She is very, very, very chunky. So you can see the difference with stickers across these planners. So I go through and lay down a base, and then as the week goes, I take notes of everything that happened throughout that week, and then I back plan, and I can look back on these and see all of the fun things that were happening during that week, and it's just lovely. I just love this planner so much. It's one that I look back through all the time. I have many, many years of this, and I just think that they turn out so pretty, and it's so much fun to look back on how my spreads change throughout the years. This is the first spread, and it's so beautiful. This week sucked because I was so unbelievably sick, but I just want to stare at this forever. I think it's so pretty. The underlays are from Lynner Designs, and the kit is a printable from Lynner Designs as well, and this is some Simply Gilded Washi. And then this is what like an empty base looks like. So this is for the current week that I'm living. So I am hoping to do plan with me's in here on weeks that are, I don't know, fun to look back on. So that leaves us with these last planners, and these are like the planners that I actually use every single day, multiple times a day. I'm going to start with the work planner because I think it's the one that I can show you the least of. This is a brand new cover and brand new metal discs that I just got like 30 minutes ago. I love a disc bound system. I find it so easy to use and so convenient to use. However, Happy Planner plastic discs absolutely suck in my opinion. They are utter trash. Every single time I get a planner from Happy Planner, I buy metal discs with it because without fail, one of the plastic discs will be broken. So just a little FYI, I don't want to have to worry about my discs randomly breaking, so metal discs are where it's at. So when you open this up, there is this little inbox that I created. This is a printable sheet from Lynner Designs that I just laminated, and I use Post-it notes on here for all of my projects and their current categories. So we have things that are in progress, things that are up next, things that need approval, and then completed. But this is just kind of where I keep track of what my current projects are so that when I'm in a meeting and they tell me that like, hey, don't forget that this is coming up next, I just quickly write it down in here. These dividers are the dividers that came from the undated horizontal planner. And so the back of these dividers does have like the back of a monthly on here. It doesn't bother me. I just need them for the like labels on the side. And I thought they were so pretty that I wanted to include them. And then I just used some leftover stickers to build my own labels on them. This is what my monthly looks like. My monthly is actually these quarterly plans. So I have January, February, March, and then I just write down the projects that I've worked on. As I work on a project that needs to track hours, I write it down, and then at the end of the month, I will total up my hours so that I can submit them because I am billed hourly, or my time is billed hourly. So if I work on a project, I cost money and you have to pay for every hour that I work on it. We have these for the entire year. I printed them out right away so that they are just there and ready to use. Then we have my weekly section, which is where all the magic happens. So this is what my current weekly looks like. This changes all the time, depending on the current stage that I'm at. Sometimes I feel like I need more space. Sometimes I feel like I need less space. Right now I'm using these inserts from the planner room, I think, and they're a week on, I think it's technically a week on 4 pages. So that's what my weeklies look like. Like I said, this changes all the time. I have gone through so many iterations of my different weeklies. It's part of the reason why I do printables, so that I can change my mind whenever I want. The next section is for meetings. So for this meetings section, I have these printable inserts here for meeting notes, and I built this goofy little bookmark. I had an old divider that was like all cracked up, and I just put some leftover sticker up on the top so that it stuck out the top just a little bit. And this is what I've been using to mark next meeting that I have. when a meeting gets scheduled on my calendar, I write down the date and I write down the meeting title and any important people that are attending that meeting. And then I take notes through the meetings. So that's a really important section in here because I'm in meetings a lot. But again, I can't show you anything. And then the final like main section in here is my projects section. And this is where I have my project planners. So every single project has a top tab up here, and I write down the title of the project on this tab. I write down the project title, I write down the date in which I start it, and then I'll just kind of take notes here. This is usually where I will map out not so much the action plan and to-do lists, but the key steps to the project, like the key things that we are trying to achieve. So not so much like I need to do this one thing, but like we are trying to write a pipeline to do this. We are trying to write an analysis that does this. And that way I can kind of always see what we're working towards and what the overview of the project is like long term. And then I have these brainstorming pages over here. I like that they're in quadrants, and I will print out multiples of these as needed so that as I go through all of these different like long-term steps, I just print out a new brainstorming page and keep popping them in here. And then once they are like complete and I'm onto another one, I just fold it in half so that I have it there. I do want to mention, I use Asana for like all of this as well. I am just a paper person, so I benefit from writing things down manually. So I like having it all here to reference back, but I do also have all of this in Asana. I also use OneNote. I have stuff in a million different places. So the last couple of sections are more extras, I guess. This one I actually call extras. This is where I have extra inserts. So I have these time blocking printables from Lynner Designs. I love these. I use these all the time, not just at work, but in my personal life as well. I have a ton of them back here. And then I do have some just like random doc grid paper. Then we have an archive. Projects can get revived. And so I will put projects that I think are going to come back. I've gotten very good over the last 7+ years. God, is it 8 years? I don't even know. Predicting which projects are going to come back alive and which ones are going to die a sweet, sweet death. And so I will keep things back here. I also keep all of the previous month's weekly pages back here. The reason being is if there is something that I need to reference back, it's most likely going to be from the previous month. Email this person, or hey, how many hours did you spend on blah, blah, blah. And then the final section is continuing education. I need to take some courses over the next, I don't know, year or so. One of them is on Django. And then the other one is Docker Mastery. Woo! Not only Docker itself, but Docker Swarm and all of that as well. So this is just a bunch of note pages. This is also some prompt engineering. If you ever want to know how to write AI prompts, tell it to slow down, take a breath, and really pay attention to what it's doing. But yeah, this is just lined paper. In the back, I just have this pocket. This is from an old, I think like Happy Plans and Notes, and it is on its last leg. For now, it still works. The other happy planner that I have here is my social media planner. I know so many people use Notion for their social media, and I totally understand why, and it probably does in fact make way more sense. But here we are. This is a cover from, I think it was from a vertical planner, 2024 planner. And I don't use a vertical planner, but I loved the cover and I hated all of the dashboard covers. So I bought 2 planners. This is what the insides look like. And again, a lot of this stuff is printables and all of that. So this is the front page. I don't ever write my name in here. I work and live from home. So like, I know who my planners belong to. I don't use these front calendars. The only thing I have ever used them for is I just write down my starting and ending numbers. I don't use these. And there is a perpetual calendar that usually comes here. As you can see, I covered it up because I don't use the perpetual calendar. So I just put some doc grid back here so I didn't have to see it. And then I have this year at a glance that is just going to be where I write down events. So when I have live shows and things like that. The next pages are this like yearly overview. And this is where I'm going to write down arcs and things. As things pop onto my radar that I don't want to forget about, I'm just going to quickly jot them in here. The reason that I have this is when I go to make my new releases video, it's really nice to have some things written down here so that I don't forget about them, especially indie releases. I want to say the back of this was like a calendar or something, and I didn't want to have to see it because this page is going to stay in here all year. And so I just put doc right here so I didn't have to look at it. So this is what the new dashboard page looks like for Happy Planner. It has gone through so many iterations. Last year's had like a column down the side and it was doc grid. Now it's these sections. I am going to show you a blank one here first, and then I'll flip back to January and show you what it looks like all filled in. So we have a dashboard page that I use to track some goals, some events, and then my TBR. This is a printable from, I think this was also the planner room, yeah. And this is where I track my videos and where they're currently at. So if I've prepped the video, filmed the video, edited the video, made the thumbnail, all of that stuff. And then I just list out all of the videos here. Again, could you do it in Notion? Of course. Way less effort too, but here we are. And then this is where I track any arcs and like buddy reads or group things. So I write down the date and the arc, and then in here I write down all of the things that I need to do for that arc, because it's not just reading it, unfortunately. If I've read it, if I've reviewed it, if I've sent the review via NetGalley, if I've emailed the review to the person who sent it, if I've taken the photo, if I agreed to feature the photo somewhere, because a lot of times I will forget that somebody sent me that book via an email and I'll forget to email them. And so this has been very helpful. After that, I just have a bunch of filler paper from the Happy Planner, and this is where I take notes for each of my videos. I'll just write the video title up at the top, and then I'll just take a bunch of notes. Then we get to the monthly. I'm not going to show you the monthly right now. I'll show you in a little bit, but you do have a monthly that I do use, and it's where I map out all of my videos via post-it notes. So that's why I don't want to show it, because I actually had that one planned out. And then we get to the dashboard page. So this is what a traditional dashboard page looks like from the Happy Planner. You got these checklists on one side, a week at a glance on the other. I end up breaking this up into quite a few different sections, and even that isn't enough because I'm extra. And so I have this printable sheet from Haru Plans, and then I have this little half sheet here that's just a mini Happy Planner page that I stick in here. The reason I started doing this is this section over here is my to-do list for that day, and it was getting so full that it wasn't useful because I was getting overwhelmed by how much information was written on there. That's what every single week looks like in here. And then after the month of March, we just have a bunch of extra things and another one of those Happy Planner plans and notes pocket folders, and in the back we have the current month's sticker kit, and then when I print out February's will go in here. And that is all that is in here. This is what the current one looks like. So you can see my goals here, my numbers goals, any events that are happening, my TBR, and then this is what the video thing will look like. I highlight it as the video is scheduled, and then a star means that it's live. On the back of this is my arcs. So as you can see, I have lots of empty squares here, but that doesn't bother me. I just want to have the extra just in case. The last thing I want to do is run out and have to print out more. So this is what I meant when I said that I take video notes. So for my TBRs, I write down categories and all of the books that fall under each of the categories. I do usually start on just like a scrap sheet of paper before I get to this, but then I will kind of organize it a little bit. And then as a book gets added to my TBR, I highlight it so that when I go to edit my video, I can just look at my highlighted titles here and grab images for each of them right at the beginning. Sometimes I have post-it notes and sometimes I just write it down. It depends on how much room I have. I write down all the things I need to tag and link and all of that. I have a couple of tabs here. The current is the current video that I am editing or working on. And then my vlog is obviously whatever vlog I'm currently doing. I do decorate my weekly pages. I don't mind showing you this one because this was the last week of me with strep throat. So this is... I didn't get a lot done, but this is kind of how I organize it. So we have my filming, my editing, the canvas I need to make, reviews I need to write, my TBR, new releases, videos I need to prep, On the back, I will use this for whatever I need. Sometimes it's for reels. This time it was for a detailed list on Canva. This is my photos, stories, and videos. On the back of that is just a brain dump. And then these are my to-do lists. As you can see, not a lot got done because, well, I was sick. This is obviously only through March. The reason I did that is I don't like these planners to get super bulky. I move this around all the time. Not only do I edit my videos here in my office, but sometimes I'll take them into our bedroom. Sometimes I'll take it downstairs, and I don't want to have to lug around like a chunky planner. I only am going to keep 3 months in here. So once January is over, I will move January out and I will move April in. And I have this old planner, and this is just like an old planner that I had sitting off to the side that I threw together and is just holding all of my extra pages. This is also where I am pre-planning. So here's what a monthly looks like. It looks like this. And then you have all of the extra months here. And that's all it is at the back. It's just all these extra pages. Did go ahead and print out these monthly pages that I need for every single month through the end of the year so that I didn't have to do them again. I did not print out all the weekly ones because I don't think 3 planners would be enough if I wanted to put all of that in there as well. The front of this is my pre-planning section. So I have it broken down by quarters, and the way that these are broken down, for every single month, I have 2 monthly pages. I do one for my Instagram feed posts, so my photos I need to take, and then the other one for my videos. These get really messy and wrong, and that's how I want it, which is why I just kind of have it over here on the side. These don't get decorated. These aren't cute. I will literally just write things down as they come to me. What I will usually do is I have small post-it notes, and they're each color grouped because of course they are. Whenever I come up with video ideas, I will put them on a post-it note. If they aren't something that's like, oh, I want to do a holiday romance thing, which is obviously going to go in December. If it's just like a random idea I have, I will start flipping through the months and see how many of these post-it notes I have down in upcoming months. And then once I get to a month where I think it's doable, I will put that post-it note on that month. Not anywhere in particular. I'll just like put it there. April, as you can see here, I just have like post-it notes off to the side. And then as that month starts getting closer, I will go through and start filling things out. That's what this is up at the front. It's just some pre-planning, and I have a full year in here. So the next section isn't labeled. I forgot I printed out more photos. These are scripts that I made myself. I purchased a font, made my own script sheets. I don't know if anyone asked for this deep of a walkthrough, but it's what you get. I will write down the week up at the top. I'll write down the dates for that week, and then I will write down a detailed list of what I want to do. I will write down things like if I want to include a candle, specific candle, if I want to include some other books in there, and the rest of these are just dot pages. The next section is ideas. I don't think that one needs any explanation. There's lined paper in here and I write down ideas. Extras is, again, self-explanatory. It is all of the extras. And this is the tab for all of these extras. So that's my social media planner. This just kind of sits over on the side, and then as I need them, I pull them out. And the same thing actually goes for my everyday planner. You're gonna see in the section where I talk about this planner that a lot of this has changed. I'm starting here by just building my covers. That clear outer cover does get taken off pretty much right after I filmed this. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm using a reject cover and just using that to store a bunch of extra pages, a bunch of dailies and upcoming monthlies and all of that stuff. And then I set that off to the side. And now I'm just building the guts of my planner. So I have a bunch of sections. I have a monthly section, a daily section, a personal section, home, and then finance. I'll go through all of those in the actual planner lineup walkthrough, but you're kind of seeing me like show some of them pretty rapid fire. After that, I went through all of the dashboards that I had created and I put them in the different sections where I thought they would go best. And then after I get all of those in, I go back through and actually lay out all of my dividers and my bookmarks. As I am placing down the dividers, I am choosing which ones I want to have like pockets and which one I just want as dividers. And then now I'm going through and labeling all of them. And then once I label all of them, I'm going to go through each of the sections one final time and lay down some decorative pieces, some planner cards. I'm going to cut out the sheet of paper as a background, and I'm just going to place a bunch of these things throughout the planner to make it nice and cute. Again, as we go through my walkthrough, you're going to see that a lot of this stuff got changed. I pulled some dividers out. I got rid of some cover pages because the planner got thick very fast. But I like all of these little decorative elements. It makes it fun to have like cute stuff on the insides of blank pages and dividers. This little guy off to the side is just extras. So I'm just going to show this really quick. This cover is a reject cover of mine. I made my covers, so I'll show you that in a minute, but this was just a reject one. And this is just a bunch of extras that I have in here. I printed out all of February's daily pages, as well as some like extra meal planning, and here's March's dailies. And so that's all that's in here. And this is my planner. I made the cover myself. So in Canva, I just did a mood board. It says January 001. The plan is to make one every single month. I actually built almost this entire planner from scratch. So these are metal discs from Happy Planner. And then everything in here is something that I printed off myself. All of the tabs are that font that I purchased and tab and scripts that I created. This is just a dashboard from a printable that I got. It has 2024 on it. It's laminated. And then I do have this calendar right up at the front from Hey Planner Girl. And then at the start of each of my sections, I have these editable inserts from Hey Planner Girl. And you can change what is on the side here and what is down at the bottom. This is my monthly section. I have a month at a glance and a monthly overview. And I do have a tab here. There are some decorations in here. I have this planner routine, which I think this may have been a freebie from Poi and Hun. I can't remember if I purchased this one. And I just put some paper behind it so that you can see it. And this was a freebie from Lala Land Printables, I can't remember. And this is a pocket folder from Fancy Plans Co., maybe. And then on the back was another freebie from Poi and Hun. It just is a glance at the calendar. I put it right here so that when I go to like fill out the months and stuff, I can kind of see the dates for the upcoming months. And this is just a really broad overview of my month. I did preemptively set up February. And that is all that is in here because this planner got thick very fast. Next section is my daily. You'll see weekly actions. I didn't end up doing that. It's staying in my companion notebook, my weekly overview and a daily. So when you open this up, there is this little dashboard here that again, I will update as desired. This was a dashboard that I got from Infinite Lotus. I think it's part of the Get It Done map or whatever. This is what my dailies look like. These are new to me inserts from Rose and Mist. However, the paper is Infinite Lotus paper. I bought paper from Infinite Lotus in a half letter size that I print on because their paper is everything. And I use printable kits in here. This one was a Lynner Designs kit. I have this tab here that says goals, and this is actually the tab that is on my current week for my gratitude, my habits, and this week. These are just some like little planner cards. This was a little freebie from Point Hun, maybe. And this was a printable that I printed out and laminated and made a little card. This is a really fantastic feeling vellum from Infinite Lotus, and I just put that at the front of my personal section because this is where I track habits and routines. I have a little monthly here. Then I have these 30-day habit trackers, another dashboard here. This one is actually laminated in a matte lamination, which I love. And I tried to make this one neutral enough that I can use it all year long. And on the back is a skincare card routine that I made myself just with my like ideal skincare routine. And then another one of those like little printable cards. This one says, set your life on fire and seek those who fan your flame. These are habit trackers. The inserts themselves say all day, morning, afternoon, and night. And I relabel them to social media, morning, evening, and all day. These little bookmarks that say today, this week, and this month are also from Infinite Lotus. Then we have one more pocket, again, with these little journaling cards in it. This is my meal planning section, and if I get receipts and stuff, I just want to be able to put them in this pocket. I didn't put anything on the back. Ideally, I will just tear this off and take it grocery shopping with me. The next one is my home section. yearly tracker, cleaning, all of that jazz. So the home tab takes us to this yearly tracker, which is just all of those things: cleaning your dishwasher and garbage disposal, and cleaning out your washer and furnace filters and all that stuff. Then I have a monthly cleaning list, a seasonal cleaning list, which obviously I haven't done yet. Another like little calendar thing here, only because I needed something on the other side of this. This is a weekly cleaning schedule with a zone cleaning attachment, and I have one for every single week. And then we get into my finance section, which again, I'm not going to show you everything in my finance section because I like you, but I don't like you that much. I have a couple of these dashboards that I printed out, again, in that really nice matte lamination. After that, we have some annual finances, some savings trackers, some debt trackers. And then this is actually a really cute monthly from Paper Trust Designs. And I'm actually going to show you this because I can hide some of it. But it's this little flip out monthly, and it has a month and some things that you can track in here. And then this month bookmark is actually for my yearly expenses. I have all of my bills written down on one sheet, and then I just check them off every single month. The next couple of pages after that are category expenses. And then we get into this. This is the weekly expenses. This tab is marking the current week. So every single day I just write down all of the things that I got, and at the end of the week I can total it up. And then this page is actually a reflections that you can say like, what were my biggest wins and all of that. This is a weekly check-in that I haven't filled out yet. But essentially you write down all of the categories, like all of your sinking fund categories. And then this back pocket is where I store my kit. Current kit is this Lynner Designs kit, and it just goes right in the back. And that is my planner. So that is going to be it for this planner lineup. Everyone has a different way that they like to do their planners. I personally like mine all separate in their respective categories, because if it's all together, it's too jumbled for me and my brain can't keep it all straight and I get overwhelmed. So that's just how I do it, but everyone has their preferred way of doing their planners. And if there are other ideas and things that you're looking for, I highly recommend checking out other creators who do Happy Planner, because there are so many cool things that you can do with disc-bound systems. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the things that I talked about here. I am going to try and link absolutely everything that I mentioned down in the description box with links to the shops where you can get them or check things out, or at least something similar. So let me know if there's anything missing, or if you want to know anything else that I didn't talk about. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I will see you in my next one. Bye.